Good morning, good afternoon, good night. As always, hope you're having a good morning, good afternoon, and you're gonna have a good night. Today's YouTube video is gonna be why I sold the Q60, kind of what led up to the process of me selling it, and the biggest reason for me selling it. So if you guys are planning on getting upgraded turbos, this is kind of what you guys can look forward to. So I think this would be a good video, a good informational video on some issues that might come up. But we're gonna go pull up to some spot, and I'm gonna stand outside, record, and pretty much it's gonna be like a sit down, tell you guys exactly why I sold it. So let's pull up there. As always, hit the like button, subscribe button, comment down below what you guys want to see out of the Mustang now that the Q is gone, because you guys are going to want to stay through because it's going to get quick. But anyways, enough said of the Mustang. Today is the final video for the Q, so let's jump into it, and I'll see y'all at the spot.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Alright, y'all, so let's start off by saying the Q was the biggest love-hate relationship I've ever had with a car. That car was in and out of the shop non-stop. As you guys know, my videos weren't too consistent just because of how much that car was in the shop, so I didn't really have anything to film. And I didn't want to pull up to car meets with the Volkswagen. The Volkswagen's gone as well, so the Mustang's my new daily. But the Infiniti, right before I took it down to Houston, I had to, first of all, get a new wiring harness, which thankfully Infiniti paid for that. I don't know why they paid for it, because I didn't have warranty and I had all the modifications, but they paid for it. But that would have cost me $9,800 out of pocket. The next thing I had to get, which Infiniti didn't pay for after I got it back from getting the wiring harness, is the headlight harnesses, both of them, because I got a hole in my headlights, so I was getting a bunch of condensation and water in those, and my headlights literally just went out. So it needed brand new headlights as well, and that ran about, with labor and everything, about $2,900 out of pocket, and this was right before we went down to Houston. So took the car down to Houston, as you guys know, got the Z1 turbos, high pressure fuel pump, injectors, everything to make the car be able to run sevens, so I thought. So we got the car back, and then it was running perfect. I would say maybe 2 or 3 days later, I started sending data logs to the tuner. You guys know who my tuner was, and at first he thought it was just an elevation difference, but I was like, going from Houston to Dallas isn't much of an elevation change. So then later he decided it was a boost leak. I started looking into it more, and it was a boost leak. I didn't stick around to figure out what the issue was, because I've already got a new motor in that car, new wiring harness, new headlight harness. I had to get 2 new belts. My belt and pulley broke while the car was actually on the dyno getting dynoed. So I've got 2 belts, pulley, a new motor, wiring harness, headlight harness. And once I got the car back, whenever I was doing the data logs for the tuner, you could start to feel the clutch slip in the shifts. So I just knew with that amount of power, the car already likes to blow the stock turbos and blow the motor just on stock turbos. Not saying you can't get to that power without having the car be unreliable. This is just my experience. So I felt the clutch start to slip. So I knew the transmission was going to need to come in soon. My steering wheel, whenever I put on the carbon fiber steering wheel, forgot to put on the paddle shifter, so I would have had to do that again. The LED lights on the carbon fiber steering wheel, I didn't even have set up yet. The paint on the car wasn't in the best condition because it never got ceramic coated from whenever I bought the car. I bought the car used with about 42,000 miles on it. So never got ceramic coated, so the paint was starting to peel. I mean, just there was so much about the car that I knew was going to have to get fixed. On top of that, with me liking to go to Yellow Belly and the drag strip and stuff, I would have had to get... The car was on springs. I would have had to switch the coilovers to get a wider tire in the rear, even though it was all-wheel drive. If you don't know how those Infinitis work, is the rear-wheel drives push the car until the rear tires start to spin, and then the front tires will take over. So, and to do that, you have to stay within a 0.1 diameter between the front and the rear. So it's really hard to find a setup that works to stay within 0.1. So I would have needed coilovers so I can raise the car back up to be able to get a wider tire in there and straighten out the camber. So would have need coilovers, new tires, new rims. I would have needed to figure out why the clutch was slipping. Would have needed to fix the boost leak. So there was just so much stuff, and like I said previously, the car has been in and out of shops nonstop. I forgot to even mention I got a new coolant reservoir, the flap or whatever that opens and closes to let your coolant flow through, because that got stuck open and it wouldn't fix itself, so I needed to get a new one of those. So there was just so much itty-bitty stuff with the car that kept it in and out of shops non-stop, which was pretty annoying. So I just wanted a fresh start, something more reliable that I can build off of, and every model that I put on the car, I know I did. So that's kind of the whole reason behind getting rid of the Q, just because looking into the future, yeah, I just put all this money into it, but realistically, I saw myself putting a lot more money into it, not performance-wise, but just to fix the car. And I figured I could put my money elsewhere into a new project, into getting a house instead of fixing cars. So that's kind of my whole reason on getting rid of the Q. Like I said, it was a love-hate relationship with that car. That car was absolutely insane on the street. I didn't get to race some of the people I wanted to race, unfortunately, just because that boost leak happened. And I think a big factor is that it happened so fast after I got back from Houston that I was honestly just tired of dealing with issues. So it's a great platform to build off of, but there's a lot of maintenance that goes into it that people don't understand. So before you get upgraded turbos or anything, I would just 100% make sure your transmission is good, your motor is good. Send the data logs to your tuner. Just make sure all your oil pressures, your coolant levels, all your temperatures are exactly where they need to be. And honestly, every other week, I would send a data log to your tuner just to keep making sure everything is where it needs to be, and see if you can possibly catch an issue before it actually turns into a problem. And that's kind of just what I recommend if you're looking to upgrade turbos. Like I said, I think it's a great platform, and the platform has came a very long way, but it's still not to the point to where say if you want port injection, there's really only one company that's doing port injection. If you want upgraded turbos, you have RTs, Z1s, Pures, and then AMS is coming out with new turbos. And so there's not too many choices out there, really. I mean, 4 different performance shops isn't bad. But really the biggest one would be the amount of money it takes to start building the motor, to do the transmission. To build the transmission, it's like 10 grand, and then the motor, I heard from a little birdie, to build the motor through AMS on their new AMS turbo package is 30 grand. Dude, that's you could buy a Q for that price. You could buy a medium mileage, probably around 60,000 miles or less, if it's a Lux, for 30 grand. So just looking forward into what I would have been doing with that car. It didn't sit comfortably with me on what I'm trying to do. And my biggest thing is just putting out content for y'all. So with that car being in and out of the shop so much, you guys know the biggest thing on YouTube is just staying consistent. If you can stay consistent, you can start to grow your platform a lot faster, a lot easier, starts getting recommended. And I would take 2-3 month breaks at a time and not have anything to post. And then I would come back and, you know, the video wouldn't do, it would do below average of what I'm used to seeing. So that's kind of my whole reasoning for getting rid of the Q. I know you guys love to see it. I know a lot of y'all really subscribe to me just because of the Infiniti. But y'all don't go anywhere. I'm still going to be posting content on this car, and this content on this car is going to be top notch. I'll tell y'all that right now. Looking at a different couple stuff on what I want to do on this first. Got some bills coming up, so we'll deal with that first, and then we'll start looking at doing stuff to the Mustang. But you guys just stick around. Who knows, in the future, could see a Q again, could not. I don't know, probably not, to be honest. A lot of issues, but that's at least my experience. I know a couple people that have Infinitis, literally got them with 20,000 miles on the car. Car has been tuned since then, has 80,000 miles, and very, very minimal issues compared to what I was dealing with. So I know there's people out there that, I don't know if I just got a dud Infiniti that wasn't that good or what, but I know there's people that have had 0 issues with their cars, and they're literally pushing their stock turbos to the max, like max effort stock turbos. So that's just my experience. Like I said previously, you guys hit the like button. This was more of just a sit down, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. But hit the like button, subscribe, and put in the comments, RIP Infiniti. Whoever gets that car next, I can tell them right now, it's gonna blow pretty quick. But yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell